Welcome to another movie. This time something a bit different because I don't get something like this, but a company called Crossover-RX write to me and ask me if I want to make a review of a receiver, but it's not a receiver like the Flysky make, because I'm using a Flysky remote, but they make their own receivers, and they have some quite interesting functions for a receiver that is not branded as the remote. So let me take this out. I will show what do I get. So I did get this two package. It's of course electric secure package. Let me take it out first. So a bit information. So this receiver is made actually by two manufacturers. Is a Crossover-RX and a MXORF. Those two companies have a association, let's say like this, and they combine their information, what they know, and what all the equipment, and developed a series of receivers. It's not only one. If I remember, 4 versions of these receivers. I have, if I remember, no, I have only the highest model in here. There are 4 types of receivers, and if I remember, there are 4 types of the signal that is connected to the receiver. So there's modulation like Flysky, and 2 others. I will check that in a moment. So it's quite interesting because it's they have, if I'm not wrong, they have all the 4 type of modulations that it's mostly used in any receivers. And check the size of this. I know the Taranis maybe or some others have the same size, but this one have S-Bus and Fport. I did check what's the difference between the Fport and the S-Bus. Fport is faster and can pass through a RSSI signal through the same pin that it's connected to the board. So this one have a RSSI, so can read the signal strength from the receiver and can pass through it, pass that information through the same cable that it's passing all the remotes and all the switches. So this allows us to just use a 3 cable instead of using 4 cables when it's also connected with the RSSI. So that's really nice. They sent me also this, and what this is a programming card, programming circuit, because you can upgrade firmware on this. Because it's still new, there is I check, and there is still no update. Actually, I don't think it will be so soon, because it's as I watch on internet, it's working nice. So if they will find out any upgrades or anything, they will use this device. I don't know if you also will get this, because they sent me this. There is a socket with the plug on the end. Actually, the interesting part is that there is no information how to connect this, but I did check under my magnifying glasses what the pins, and according to the instruction, when you have a ground, VCC and the S-Bus Fport, they are set almost the same. The black one is the ground, so is the first. Red one is the power, so is the 5 volts, and why yellow goes to the S-Bus and to the Fport. So it's not hard to figure out, but will be quite hard to solder it because it's really small. So that's the two devices that I did get. Of course, you get a instruction. As you can see, the instructions show where is all the connections. There is a bind button on the let's set it like the instruction. Let me get the instruction. So there is a bind button, and you have two antennas on a connector, so you can always switch it to longer cables, but I will see if I can work with these cables, or do I need to change it. Yes, I have it. I have longer ones. You have a port settings, configuration, receiver, and CLI commands for the beta flight, so that's really interesting. It's not where was it? I know there is a Interpol. No, it's probably on this side. It's not the S-Bus is have reversed signal. Sorry, I'm still learning this all the electronic, and the Fport have not reversed signal, so you need to match the your board, and mostly you just need to change the inverter on the signal by using this commands. So the difference between the Flysky receiver, as I check, the Flysky have two F-ports or two F-ports, because the F-port is designed by the Flysky. They designed it, and probably those two companies that make this receiver buy the technology from them just to use it in their receivers. And the Flysky have two F-ports. One is reversed, one is not, to match the board. This one doesn't have that, but it's just by changing the inverter with the CLI settings. Binding is quite simple. You just connect it, hold this button for 2 seconds, it will start to blink faster, and just bind with the receiver according of the manual with the receivers. There are two QR codes, but my phone is not able to read so small code. Probably one is for the Facebook page. It's also in the description. No, sorry, I think it was on the site, if I remember. I did check it, and the other one is probably for the site. I did check both sides. I will show you in the moment. So this is what I get. Now let me move to the to my laptop. Okay, so we are on my laptop now. Here I have all the software and everything. I'm using the VLC player for recording, so I don't know how this works, and my camera as a microphone. So now I have opened both sides in here, and as you can see, they have also some propellers and other stuff. Here are most of the types, and as you can see, there are Flysky, SFHSS, DSM, EX, I don't know, it's 20 or I2, sorry, I don't know this one, and there are many types of them. So the blue one is, as I remember, the lowest one. Here the green one is the middle quality, and I have the red one, and I have this first one, XR602T-A, and this one is that I have because this one use both antennas like my transmitter. I could select that one, but I wanted to have both antennas to have the full range. So let's get into this one. The download section so far only have the manuals, but probably they will add that later. And let's come on, let's get down. Here you have some basic information about the size. It is small, the specification. The interesting part that I forget to tell about is the automatic output power changing. So this receiver can adjust the power, and if the receiver is close to the transmitter, most of the receivers will start to lose signal because it's too high, and these receivers are automatically detecting that and reducing the power to match the distance between two devices. That's something new for me, because mostly they are just having a specific power output, and mostly they cannot change that. So they have also, as you can see, S-Bus and Fport, RSSI, telemetry. Here are some basic or more advanced information. The range is 2000 meters. I don't know if I can get into that range with my FPV, but I can. I'm able to change the power output of my on my FPV transmitter, and probably get to that range, but mostly if something will happen, it will be quite hard to find it. Here is the picture from the instruction, all the connections, some information about the telemetry. So you need to, as far as I read, you need to search again for all the telemetry sensors. I did not use this function before, so it will be something new for me. Again, all the products, and actually I think that's all. And here is the second site. It's the MXO-RX. Actually, it's on the manual. It's MXORF, but the site is called MXORC. Have the same logo on the instruction. Here is the same instruction as they have. I think I will register on both sites in case they will have some upgrade, something like that. So the some part of the of those sites are still in Chinese, but this product is still new. So if this will be working fine and stuff like that, probably they will start to upgrade, maybe add some new software and some new products. So I have installed my beta flight configurator. It's the newest version on this laptop, because I will use it in here. And also I have here a site from the Matek system, because I have a Matek board F405-STD, the standard version, and I need some basic information how I can connect and how I can configure this one. And here is the information about the F405. You just connect the Fport to the takes TX3 yes, to the TX3, you need to change the serial, as you can see in here. Set the serial TX provider and the half duplex and change it. The instruction is don't know what board you will use, so it's just a basic commands for most of the boards, and I have the instruction for a specific one. Of course, you have how to configure the ports, how to configure the receiver. Sorry for that. Because it's recording in the same time, and actually that's all on the laptop. Now I need to now we will go back to the drone. Okay, so here is my setup. I have the Flysky FS-i6 transmitter. As you can see, I have modified the antennas because I want to set it just like I want and match the drones. So this modification allow me that. I have changed the firmware. Actually, I don't remember why it is changing something. I have a Fly Plus beta, so I don't remember what this firmware did change for me, but I will see if this will work with this receiver and with the Fport. Now this is my drone. I know the covers are not professional, but I'm not a professional drone flyer. I just wanted a drone that will be easy to use and that I can let my friend fly, and even if he will crash it, it still will be protected enough. I have my camera with the tilt function. It's changing the angle of the camera automatically, so I have the cam stop, if I remember it's called. Of course, the GPS. I have the VTX in here. I have the video recorder mounted on the front with the Foxer cam, and I don't know if I will be able to show. Here is the receiver that I'm using. I don't remember the model, but it's a normal size receiver. It's big, it's more heavy than that one. It's a giant one compared to that one, and I just remove all the pins and connected it to the receiver. Here is the Matek system. Of course, I have power board and what board? I have the Raystar ESC, if I remember, and a capacitor probably, yes, and a capacitor in there. So now I need to get into the board. Let me take the straps out. By the way, I'm using the sticky pad. I don't know how they call it on the top. It's a great thing because the battery will not move even if it's not, no, maybe if it's not strapped it will move, but when it's strapped, even out of the vibration will not move. So now the second part is taking this out. My 3D printed cover fall out. Now the first thing I will do is, sorry, I hit the camera, something full. I will remove the propellers. I'm using the IREA, how they read it, IREA ACC, if I remember, or IREA X ACC. I will put a link to all the parts because I will in some point need to connect the power for it, and then I just don't want it to turn on. I know it's quite difficult on the with the covers, but it's still easy. I don't remember the direction. It's like this. Okay, so I think I will pass this process that I'm doing now, because you don't need to watch it. Also, I will just unscrew the top. That's also not interested to watch, and I will get back when I'm inside.
A few moments later.
Okay, so as you can see, I did open it. Here you can also see my my camera mount. I think it's moved a little bit, but it's still working. I will check that later. Maybe I did move it. No, it's holding tight. So here is, let me get something to point. I will get a screwdriver. Here's the board itself. Let me pick this up. Here is the board, and here is the giant receiver that I'm using. It's, as I did say, it's modified Flysky. Let me unhook it. I need to also cut the antennas to be able to move it, and if I remember, cut this one out and cut this one out, because I'm using same zip ties for the antennas and to hold one side of the my LCD board. Now I can actually like this and take it out. Here is the modified receiver, and here is the compare of the size. I remember there was something that I did not like in the smaller Flysky, that's why I did modify this one, and now I will use this one. So it's using also the 3 wires. It's black, red for the power and the signal, but this one is connected to the S-bus, and we will try to connect this one with the Flysky port, with the Fport. So the first thing that I will need to do is change the tip on my soldering iron, because this one is much smaller. Also, I want to, let me take it, I buried that. I also will solder this connector. So let's take this sticker out. I don't need it. I will put it in here. I will use this connector in case there will be some software upgrade. If I remember, the black one is on the side where is the button. Sorry, let me get it a bit close. The black one is in here, so I will need to connect this on the other side like this, and this is how it will sit in there. So it's better to have it in case there will be some software upgrade. I don't know if I will put a heat shrink on. Probably I will just put a double-sided M3 tape, and now I will what I will need to do is I will need to solder this connector, and I will need to solder 3 wires. I have a very thin wires that I can use. I will make it a little bit longer just to have to be able to move it, because I still don't know where I want to put it. Probably under the LED lights, because on the top part there is a VTX transmitter for the video, and I don't want them to be too close to each other. That's why I will put it on the downside. Also, as you did see, I was having one antenna set like this and one antenna set like this, but because I'm not doing any how to say it, any flips and stuff like that, I will probably just have both antennas set like this. That's why I want to have it quite close like this, and just to be able to set the antennas like that. I may move it a bit closer just to don't have the antenna stick out too much. I'm using the zip ties inside to protect the antennas from the propellers and a heat shrink like this. I did check this solution on the internet, and I will do the same with this receiver. So now let me change the tip on the soldering iron, and I will solder the connector. Sorry, I will not show how I do that because I will need to use a magnifying glass for it. How I do that is I'm using the flax paste. I will put the flax on the connector, and then I will heat up the gun, put a little bit on the soldering tip, just touch that pin and put a soldering on it, the tin on it, and just move to the next one, and the cables will be much more easy because I will solder it on this side, because on the other side will be the plug, and I will only be able to solder it on this one. So let me just work with this. I don't know if I will do this today because it's night, but I will try to do this now.
1 hour later.
Okay, so I did done the soldering. That may not be the best. Let me try to focus on it. So let me click the camera. Here is how it's looking. It's tiny, so it's hard to focus on camera, but the soldering is fine. As I said, it may not be the perfect one, but it's hard to focus on it. Oh, like this. I have the connector for the programming card in here, and I have this three thin wires. Focus on it in here. I marked it as a black, red as the power. The black is negative, red is the 5 volts, and the blue for the power. And I connect like this. I use the blue one because on the instruction the F-port is set as a blue one. Come on, as a blue one. Okay, so now we will solder the board, the old transmitter, the old receiver from the board. I have heated up the soldering iron. Let me turn on the fan. I put a little bit flux on the pads just to not connect to any pads that are next to it. Let me try to be able to still show you on the camera, but it's quite hard to show it on the camera and solder in the same time. I will try the negative first. Maybe I try from the signal one. Yes, the positive. I just don't want to take out the board. Maybe like this will be more easy. And the last one is the negative. Now let me put a little bit tin on it. So we are again using the positive, negative, or sorry, in the other way, and the TX3 a little bit more, like this. So the first one is negative, so we will solder the black cable first, like this. I will rotate it like that. The cable are melting quite fast, that's why I need to do it fast. Maybe I will add a little bit more. I'll just clean it. Now I should be able to do that. It's much better. Okay, the red one, don't worry, I will show you after I solder it. And the last one is the signal cable, TX3, like this. And that's all. So it's let me get the knife to show it. Negative, positive, and the signal wire. So let me check the soldering, if it's soldered fine, and I will clean it up a little bit, and we will connect to my laptop and see if the connection is right. Okay, I have everything connected. I did solder it again because under the magnifying glasses I can see better how it's connected, and just corrected the soldering. So now I'm ready to connect it. First thing, I will connect it to my laptop, and it's blinking. So I connected it right. Laptop is now detecting the new device because I never connected to the laptop. I think I will need to have some drivers installed, but first we will need to connect it to the receiver. So now I will turn off the receiver. I need to hold this button 2 seconds. It's hard to know if it's connected. Yes, like this. Now it's blinking fast. I don't know if you can see it. Let's go into the bind, and it's connected, and I can see the readings. The telemetry is working, so let's get into the menu. As I did say, it's still something new about the telemetry. Student mode, sleep mode, where is the RX? Yes, it's here. Sensor list. So I have all the information, init voltage, 2 temperatures, the second one is not connected, rotates per minute, and something called XTV, and there is a second page, the TX voltage. So I think the XTV is the so now I don't know which one is the RSSI. That's interesting. Maybe it's not showing in here. Let me check. No, there is RX. So it is connected and working fine. Now let me turn it off because I need to. I need to install some drivers as I see, and I will get back to you. Okay, so I have installed the drivers. Now let me turn on the transmitter just to have a connection. I will connect the board now. I have connection with the transmitter. I will now open the beta flight. If I remember, it's COM5. I did check it and connect, and we are connected. Now we go to the, let me see, I will put it in the full screen. Sorry, the mousepad is really annoying. Now let me see, what do I need to change. I need to change the port 2. Why I need to change port 2 and I have connected it to the, oh, I need to turn off port 2, so we are doing that. I need to turn on port 3, turning on serial RX on port 3, and Flysky Fport. So let me save this. We'll wait for it to reset. Connect receiver, if I remember. No, the configuration was the second one. Wait, where is that one? In the receiver section, but probably is the setup on the ports. Sorry, I need to find it. It's in here. The serial spectrum, and it's Flysky Fport. I need to check it. Flysky Fport serial. So that's correct. Save and reboot. And now wait for it to connect. Let me see receiver. Let me check if it's getting any signal. No, it's not. And why it's not getting any signal? And this is because I did not change the CLI. Now I will just copy. I will not copy it. So I will need to write it. It's serial 2 space 64 space 115200 115200 space 57600 57600 0 115200 send. Sorry, the light is shining. I don't see anything in the error. I did copy that correct. Oh, it's serial space 2. Serial space 2 space 64 space 115200 space 57600 space 0 space 115200. Let me check that. Serial space 2464 115200 57600 011. Okay, let's send that. Yes, that's correct. My mistake. Now set serial set serial not serial provider I think that's a space Fport enter, and now set serial half duplex means on save, and we will see if now we can connect. I know there are some problems with connecting, and yes, and it's working, everything is fine. Now I don't know if I will see that, but I want to know if I have that OSD. How can I check it? It's 0% showing, so something is still wrong with the RSSI, and I have no idea what. Maybe it's the firmware I'm using. It should be in here. Now I have no idea what channel it is, the RSSI. Okay, so everything was working, but you need to disconnect the board and connect it again, and then it's the Betaflight is reading, or the board is reading the RSSI. So now let me connect the power. The major thing that you need to see, I don't have connected, I did not put the propellers on the drone. That's why I can connect it to power. Remember that, never to connect the battery when you have when you are indoor and you have the propellers on. So now I have the remote connected. Let me connect the power. Let it boot up. We are booted up. Sorry, I hit the camera. So on the receiver I have the RX TX signal. Let me turn on my FPV screen. There are glasses in the same time. Let me get something to point, and you may not see it too good. Let me take this off, maybe now will be much better. In here I can see the RSSI, and I have 95% because the antennas are laying like this. And if I would, I did check it, I took it to the kitchen, and it was going down, so it is working fine. As you can see, it is changing the power, because now would be the 100% probably, and so that's working fine. So this just needed to be disconnected and connected again to get the signal, because the setup was showing 0. Now it's showing 95, 94. It's depending on how it's set. Probably the FPV is covering it. So if I will, maybe the screen, yes, the 94, 93, 95. So it's working fine. It's trying to find the satellites, but it's not connected. No, it is connected, but I'm inside, and my the covers of the windows are made from metal, to protect from the sun, because I like it to have dark, and that's why it will not catch any signal. So now I can test it outside. I know tomorrow will rain. Actually it's today, because it's after the midnight, so today will rain, but I will check that and see if I can test it. I need to adjust the camera. I think I will need to bend that. That's how the my FPV camera is working, because the it's not armed now. That's why the camera is not working. When it's armed, the camera is automatically adjusting to the flying. So so far it's working. Now I will probably maybe put heat shrink on it. Don't know if that's a good idea. I want to be able to I think I will use these antennas because they are quite long. I will just probably glue it to the back. I will not show it because that's it all depends on your drone and how you want to set it up. I will just glue it like this, set the antennas on the side going up, because that's how I am flying, and I will not make any flips or stuff like that. And I will put it together, put the propellers on, and I will be ready for the test. I did not check the full range. Also I need to turn off the fail safe, because it's set to 150 I think meters, and then it will return to me. I will change that, I don't know, maybe 200, because I'm not flying too far from the drone, and when the weather will let me, I will test it out. So now I will just turn off the camera and work with that, and you will see how it's working outside with all the telemetry.